Hi there, everyone. Hope everybody's doing a great. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the Facebook Live here on the latest on the winter weather potential next week, along with those dangerous wind chills that we're expecting next week. And I'll tell you this right now, right off the bat, Sally, I can't answer that question because it's too far away. There's too much uncertainty at this current time, and I'll tell you the biggest weather story, in my opinion, as we move into next week is going to be how cold we're going to get here in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. In fact, we could be talking about record breaking, dangerous temperatures here in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. To me, that's the most pressing matter at this current time in terms of what we're dealing with the weather here in Northwest Arkansas. So let's get right to it. I've only got a limited amount of time because I got to do a show at 9 and 10. I'll try to answer as many questions as possible, but let's go ahead and set the stage for what's coming up on Monday because we're still expecting a little bit of winter weather here in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. You obviously can see that powerful low pressure system that swung through the area earlier in the week, still off to our northeast, swinging out snow in the northeastern states. High pressure firmly in control over the midsection of the United States, impacting our weather here, keeping us nice and dry. But here's our next storm system, and it arrives Sunday night into Monday morning. We've been talking about this over the last few days. It's just now arrived off the west coast of California, and you can see it right there. Pretty strong little system moving just to the south of Los Angeles. Now, the thing that this system is going to struggle with a little bit is moisture return. I think that's why there's a little bit of uncertainty in terms of the extent of the precipitation, but I do think we are going to see winter weather as we move into Monday night and Tuesday. Most of the models are showing it, and look, it's not going to be a high impact system. We're not going to be talking about, inches of snow. It's not going to be, causing a lot of problems on the roadways. But the timing of the system being Monday morning, right around 7, 8 o'clock when folks are going to work or school, it does, tend to put a little bit of fear in me because we had a system move through several weeks ago. I remember back in November that caused a lot of problems because the roads weren't salted. So, not going to have much in the way of accumulation. This is the reason why. Look at the temperatures already in the mid to upper 30s by 1 o'clock. So, it's going to start off as rain and it's going to continue to fall as rain, I think, at around 4 or 5 o'clock as well. But as Dan and I have talked about, wet bulbing, evaporative cooling, that will eventually cool the column of air above the surface, allow that to be below freezing, and that will allow for snowflakes to fall. Now, here's the thing. Notice the temperatures are still above freezing at 7:30 a.m. At least according to this model, I think it'll be a little bit closer to 32 degrees, maybe a hair below 32 degrees. But I don't think it's going to matter too much because it's still going to be way too warm on the surface for things to really start sticking on the roads. However, I will say this: we could have snowfall rates that are fast enough where you could get a little bit of slushy, elevated surfaces, bridges, overpasses, things like that. But nothing going to be significant, nothing too major, I don't think at all. And here's the thing: as quickly as it changes to all snow, it's going to change back to rain right around 10, 11 o'clock because then the temperatures are going to get too warm from that column of air, and then that's going to prevent us from having snow for an extended period of time. And so that system's going to move out by the afternoon hours, and we're going to see much drier conditions. These are the accumulations that this model is pumping out. Not very much at all, as you can see, a dusting, half inch of snow at most. I think maybe locally higher amounts in the higher terrain of Northwest Arkansas. But I will say this: just make sure you're taking it easy on the roads Monday morning because it doesn't take a lot to cause problems on the roads. I don't think there's going to be major problems as long as folks are taking it nice and easy out there. So that's the system that's coming through Monday. Not too major at all. But here's what Tracy, you're talking about. This is where it's coming from, right here. And you notice temperatures right now in the middle 20s in Northwest Arkansas. So we're already at 25 in Fayetteville, which makes me think we'll be a little bit colder tonight than what I have forecast. Look at Bismarck, North Dakota, 1 degrees. All right, let's go a little bit further to the north. You notice Vancouver sitting at 36, but just to the north in Williams Lake, it's below 4. Fort St. John, 6 below. High level, 6 below. Remember, Dan showed this yesterday, right? These temperatures are a lot colder than what they were in these areas at this time yesterday. Watch what happens when we eject off to the Yukon territory. Oh my goodness. Is that brutal? 40 below. And this is the air temperature, by the way, in Old Crow and Dawson. 40 below zero. 22 below in Rock River. 8 below in Whitehorse. 29 below in CarMax. I mean, that's just brutal cold. And all this is swinging to the southeast. Now, our air temperatures are not going to get this cold, but this is where the air is originating from. And it's beginning to sag to the south. You can also see temperatures at 27 below in Dead Man Valley. I feel like a dead man with those air temperatures out there. 23 below in Fort Simpson, 10 below in Fort Smith, Canada. So yeah, it's cold. But get ready because these are coming down to Northwest Arkansas. Because watch this. Monday, these temperatures are beginning to push into Montana, South Dakota, Nebraska. And then look at Thursday. That system dives south. That cold front moves in, and that allows that Arctic air to push into Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. So look at Wednesday, right around 11 o'clock. We're sitting at 33 degrees in Bentonville and Rogers, 35 in Fayetteville. But look at that, 23 in Grove at 10:30 a.m. Thursday. Lower 40s in Fayetteville. Nah, that's not going to be the temperature. It's going to be a lot colder than that, but it'll still get a lot colder because watch this behind the front. It won't be 42 degrees Thursday morning. That's not happening. This model is way too warm. It has been too warm for too long. I'm just going to call you out right now. This is the European model. It is trash. But watch what happens. Oh, yeah. Right behind that front, temperatures are already getting to fall. 2 o'clock on Thursday, we're sitting in the teens, probably even in the single digits in some locations, to be honest, because the European's too warm still. But look at that, 4 below in terms of wind chill. Notice the northwest wind at 16 miles per hour, too. That wind is going to be blustery. That's going to make things feel absolutely brutal. Temperatures in the single digits by 6:30 p.m. on Thursday evening. 18 below in terms of the wind chills, and it gets even worse. And remember, this is the warm model, right? This is the model that's a little bit on the warmer side. The GFS is even colder than this. 3 below in Bentonville and Rogers with a 24 below wind chill. Ouch. That is brutal. And these are dangerous wind chills too. This is something that we're going to have to be all eyes on because this can impact your life. That's for sure. We're not used to these temperatures here at Northwest Arkansas River Valley. Now's the time to make sure that heater's working. Now's the time to bring the pets inside. And I talked about it on the news as well. The wind chills are bad enough, but the air temperatures are going to be cold enough where pipes can freeze and we could have problems with plumbing and things like that. Now's the time to prepare because Thursday and Friday is going to get here fast, and these temperatures mean business. This cold blast means business. And I'll tell you what, this is some of the coldest air we've ever seen in the month of December here in Northwest Arkansas. Look at Friday afternoon. Right now I have a high temperature of 12 for Northwest Arkansas on Friday. If we have a snowpack, which I'll talk about in just a minute, these temperatures will be in the single digits for highs. And the wind chill remains below zero. That's how long these wind chills are going to remain below zero. Now, Friday night to Saturday, I think the model is still a little bit too warm. I think we'll be a little bit colder than 8, probably around 3 or 4 degrees, a balmy 3 or 4 degrees. And then Saturday afternoon, we start that warming trend, if you call 19 degrees a warming trend in Fayetteville. But what about the snow? I know everybody wants to know about that. So let's look at this here real quick. This is the European model. So the European model is a little bit less aggressive with the system. That's because of the track that it has of the low. Remember, Dan and I talk about it. There's a certain track that these systems have to take for us to get significant winter weather here in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. European model doesn't have that track. It stays a little bit too far to the north. We do get snow on Thursday, but it's not anything really major. Now, I will say this, compared to Monday, it's going to be a lot more significant because this is going to stick on the roadways easily, right? So even a little bit can add up to a lot. And you look here at the snowfall totals for Northwest Arkansas, about a half inch to an inch is showing up on this model. Here's the thing. I think the Europeans underdoing it right now. I think the track of the system is going to be a little bit further south, but not as far south as what the GFS is showing. Because look at the GFS model now. So this is the GFS. And oops, wrong thing. This is the GFS. So watch this system as it rolls in. Notice how the track is further south. So that means that the heavier bands move into Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley, and we get a little bit more in the way of snow. Also, those winds are going to be blowing fast. I know Dan talked about it yesterday. That would be blizzard potential, certainly, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it getting that far south, and I also don't buy that much moisture coming into Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Because remember, these temperatures are going to be really, really cold, and there is such thing as being too cold, right, for snow. it could be a little bit too cold for that moisture from the Gulf to reach Northwest Arkansas. That's one thing you need for significant snow in Northwest Arkansas. The track of the system is, to me, the GFS has got it almost down. I think it's going to be a little bit further north than that. I don't think it's going to go that far south, but we'll see. Certainly, things can change. But one thing that's going to limit this system and the potential of the system, and this is something that I caution. This is why I'm being very conservative right now with my forecast this far out, because the Gulf moisture return, I don't think is going to be there with the system. Doesn't mean we're not going to get snow. Doesn't mean we can't get, a good snow either. But I think that the system is not coming in from the southwest like we typically see with those systems that cause big time snows here in Northwest Arkansas River Valley. But certainly, as Dan Scott would say, you got to know it's northwest flow. And this is a northwest flow pattern, and northwest flow patterns can really overperform. So I'm going to continue to watch this very closely as we move out the next few days. I'm going to do more Facebook Lives. A lot of these things are going to change. Even the GFS showing some snow Christmas Eve. I don't know about that, but we'll see. But until that happens, temperatures tonight are going to be pretty cold, lower to upper 20s. Enjoy tomorrow while it lasts, because highs will be in the mid to upper 40s, lower 50s. But check out the 7-day forecast. Remember, Dan said yesterday, I clicked the wrong thing again. He said yesterday that, he's being a little bit conservative with those temperatures. We talked about it today. Now's the time not to be conservative anymore, because these temperatures are going to be frigid. So upper 40s for your Sunday, middle to upper 30s Monday. That's why we're not expecting much in the way of accumulation. So we'll just be a tad above freezing. But Thursday, that's when the system could be a little bit more impactful. And you see it right there. There it is, 2 below for a low temperature Thursday night into Friday morning. And there's that 40% chance of snow on Thursday. That certainly can go up. Honestly, here's the thing. I'll say it right now. I think we're going to get snow on Thursday. I think I'm very confident at this point that we will see winter weather Wednesday night into Thursday. The timing of the system, the amounts, the track, when the cold air arrives, are we going to see any freezing rain beforehand? Is the column of air going to be a little bit shallow to start in the event? All of those things still have to be ironed out. Do I think we see snow, though? I'm like 80% confident. If I was doing by confidence right now, I'd be 80, 90% confident we're going to see winter precipitation in some form or fashion Thursday. Everything else, I can't answer right now. And I firmly believe, folks, that we're not going to know the answer to that question until Tuesday night at the earliest, because these models struggle with this type of pattern. Northwest flow pattern, the models just struggle. And I tell you this, be careful with those posts on social media, because you'll see one model run. Dan's talked about it. The ensembles are the way to go with the forecast. The ensembles are showing snow. But the deterministic models, the stuff that you'll see on social media, the 1 or 2 runs that you get every 6 hours, they'll either go crazy with snow, one run, and then the very next run, they'll take it out. That's just the nature of the beast. So be careful with those social media posts. There are going to be a lot of them over the next few days. A lot of things are going to change back and forth with the track. Right now, though, I will say this: prepare accordingly for the cold, because that's something that we know is going to happen. We know we're going to see dangerous wind chills. We know we're going to see temperatures below zero Thursday night into Friday morning. And you know what? Let me go ahead and show this too. Something else has increased just a little bit. I went ahead and increased our odds for a white Christmas here in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. You notice a 60% chance. Now, notice the gradient's a little bit tight right now here. So what I mean by that is I mean that I kind of kept it the 60% in that far Northwest Arkansas area, and then it's a tighter from the 50 to 40 to 30. However, that can change as we get close to the event. The reason why I have it at 60% is because the track of the system, I think, will be a little bit further north than what the GFS is showing. That means that there's better odds for snow in Northwest Arkansas. However, you notice that the odds did increase in the River Valley as well to 30%. That will continue to likely go up as we get closer to the event. So 60% chance of a white Christmas there, as you can see. So I'm going to go back to 7-day forecast so people can see that and see how cold we're going to get. So hold on, there you go. Okay, now let's go ahead and answer some questions. If you got any questions, I'll be on here for about 8 more minutes. I'll be happy to answer them. But let me see if we got any questions. Accumulating on Friday. Todd, I think we do see light accumulations on elevated surfaces Monday, but nothing significant. However, take it easy on the roads Monday morning. I know we're not going to see a lot in the way of winter precipitation, but we saw back in the middle of November, we had that one event that happened during rush hour, early in the morning, not rush hour, early morning commute, and then we had problems on the roads. So just take it easy on the roads Monday morning, but I'm not expecting any major issues. Bad cold is definitely coming, Melissa, and I feel it in my bones as well. Let me tell you, I'm aching. I wanted to go out and run this morning at the Jingle Bell Jog, and I decided not to because my body's saying no right now. So I feel you 100% there. And this system does mean business. This is definitely a powerful system. What will the wind chills be late at night? Says Tracy. Well below zero, perhaps below 20. And that might be even conservative right now. We could see wind chills even colder than that, to be honest. This is brutal. No, thanks. I'll take my brisk 25 degrees. Look, it's 25 degrees outside right now, and it's going to be nothing. What we're feeling right now is nothing compared to what we're going to see next week, and that's hard to believe. Josh Weisel, yep, that sums it up pretty accurately. How's snowfall looking for Thursday? Looking more and more confident that we're going to see snow in some form or fashion. Amounts, timing, everything, like I mentioned earlier, that's still up in the air. I don't like the European track of the storm either. I don't either, David. I think it's going to be somewhere in between what the GFS and European is showing. Usually it's always going to be in between what both models are showing. One's extreme. They're both extreme in their own little ways in terms of the deterministic models. Do you think there could be any problems with power outages? We live in a trailer, and if I'd like to be prepared to go somewhere else. It's not warm in here. Lisa, I don't think power outages are going to be too big of a concern because we're not expecting much in the way of freezing rain. However, we could have an initial shot of freezing rain with the system, and that could certainly cause a few problems. But I don't think power outages are going to be a problem. However, I would be very, very I would prepare now to find a place to go just in case, because this is dangerous. This is dangerous in terms of those temperatures, and definitely make sure you have a plan in place to maybe go to a hotel or go somewhere inside that's warm. David, tomorrow I'll show the ensembles. I don't have time right now, but I definitely will tomorrow for sure. If we got the blizzard, how much snow do you think we get? Linda, that's completely up in the air right now. I'll be honest with you, and I don't, the blizzard situation. It's likely that will not happen. I'm saying that's like a very low percentage of that happening, but it could happen because of the track of the system. We'll continue to watch that as we get closer to the event. Winter weather emergency, should I call it, Brandy? I don't think so yet, but winter. How about this? How about brutal cold emergency? There you go. Brutal cold emergency. You should call that winter weather emergency. I don't know quite yet, but definitely going to be dealing with some very cold air. Will we see some temperature moderation after Christmas, Michael? I think we will. The extent of that, I think, is a little overdone with the models, but I do think we see temperatures get right back to near average after Christmas into early January. I got brave today on the last day of our Locust Farmers Market, and it was so cold. But the wind does make a huge difference, Donna. It really does. Without that wind, it's brutal, but not too brutal. When you factor in the wind, it gets just unbearable. Should people let their water in their faucets drip starting on Wednesday night? Absolutely. And bring in your pets too. Do not leave your fur babies outside. Even if you have outdoor animals, this is dangerous cold. That is for sure. Missing my New York blizzards. Oh, Linda. Well, I'll tell you this. Northwest Arkansas has never had a blizzard warning, ever. Since the National Weather Service in Tulsa has issued those, never have had a blizzard warning in the Northwest Arkansas area. There's been a blizzard warning in the Little Rock office. There's been a blizzard warning in the Memphis office. Never in the Northwest Arkansas area. It's a non-zero chance of it happening on Thursday, but it's very, very low. More than likely, we're going to see, an impactful winter weather system just from the fact that it'll be so cold. Just tuning in. What are we predicting for snow for Thursday? I'll tell you this, Shala. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not saying your name right, make sure you let me know in the comments. And this will be the last one I'll be able to get to because we're about to have the Fox show. Snow confidence is like 89% right now. I think we're going to see winter weather on Thursday. here in Northwest Arkansas. I think that's almost set in stone at this point. Timing, amounts, track, extent of cold air, column, are we going to see freezing rain before, things like that? That's still up in the air right now. Those will all be fine tuned, and I don't think we'll know exactly what's going to happen until Tuesday night at the earliest. So I'll continue to keep you updated on that. Shayla, okay, I'll make sure to get your name right from now on, Shayla. Alrighty, guys, I got to go ahead and head on out because we're about to start our Fox show, but I'll have another update within the next couple of days, probably another one tomorrow because a lot of things are certainly going to change. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Hope everybody's having a safe and happy Christmas and holidays, and I will talk to y'all again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Saturday, everybody.